Welcome to the SmartSOL booth here at IPC Apex 2022. I'm delighted to be joined by Jamie Perez, who's the president of the company. Nice to see you, Jamie.
Nice to see you, Trevor.
Yeah. So, just for the benefit of our viewers, tell us a little bit about SmartSOL. I believe you're a Mexican-based company from Juarez, but what's your background and where did you come from?
Yeah, well, you know, as we are celebrating our 10th anniversary, okay, so we just started up 10 years ago. We were three Mexicans with a huge dream to start doing some SMT business, but we are in the electronic industry since 30 years ago. So right now we have the opportunity to be here in Apex with a big show, with a big booth, and showing several of our solutions that we are currently offering to our customers, not even in Mexico, but also in the States.
In the States, okay. So we'll come on to the equipment in a moment, but so the main thing is that I think you started off in the test and RF business, but you've grown since then into distribution in Mexico, and now you're looking to expand into the United States.
Yeah, well, you know, talking about a little bit of my background, I started 30 years ago in the electronics industry as a test engineer, specializing in RF and microwave products. Then 19 years later, I met Ivan, one of my partners, Ivan Romo. Then he joined me to start on the SMT. So for me, it was a great initial because have me the opportunity to know the essential of the electronics. I was working with the modules itself, like as a functional testers, but I had the opportunity to start knowing since a bare board, the conceptually of a bare board, chips, components, and how everything is growing up until having modules that are used in transportation, communications, and so on. Yeah, and we started in Mexico as Mexicans, but we had a very good approach and very good opportunities to increase our capacity and the solutions that we offer to the customers. That's why we think to start doing some business here in the States, trying to replicate what we did and what we've been success in Mexico.
Now in Mexico, of course, you're already on the AVL lists for a number of the tier ones and big companies. So I guess coming up here to the US is really moving into that territory with the same companies as a start.
Yes. As everything, we have to start since the beginning. Since zero, starting over there. But all the opportunities and all the experience that we had already in Mexico, we are trying to replicate over here. For example, one of the success that SmartSOL has is that we do different ways of the matter of the rest of the distributors or sales reps doing. We invest a lot of stock equipment, demo equipment, facilities. Right now we have 8 facilities, 6 in Mexico, 2 in the United States. And we are offering demo equipment, evaluations, and service support. So that's a main differentiator that customers is looking for.
Well, that's a big thing actually, because the business is very busy at the moment, as you know, but there's also long lead times out there for machines. So if you're holding stock, essentially a customer can come in and get it same day.
Yes, it is. One of the pandemic situation is showing us up to now is shortage in terms of electronics, long lead times in terms of equipment manufacturing. The freight times are, huge. So we did since the beginning, since 10 years ago, and that helping us a lot to continuously support our customers with the same quality and same approach to be successful with them.
So, one quick question there. You mentioned freight, which is a big issue at the moment, and typically, if you were buying from, say, a Korean source, and you would add the freight on, and if that freight happened to be heavier, higher in price, then you would add that to the cost of the machine. If you're holding stock, people are not expecting that, or how do you handle that? Do you just amortize an average freight cost?
It's difficult right now because two years ago, you pay I don't know a couple of thousand US dollars for a container to bring over here to America. Right now you are paying 3-5 times that.
Yeah.
So it is hard to handle, but because we continuously are renovating our inventory, that help us to consolidate shipments, and that way to avoid to increase our prices to the end customer. Yeah.
So you mentioned earlier that you've got some key lines of equipment. Let's talk about some of them. What are your main lines that are selling best for you?
Well, let me explain you. We can install a whole SMT equipment, starting from the ASM deck stencil printer. We have the pick and place as well from ASM. We have AOIs, X-ray from Nordson. We have conveyors, our own brand here for the States, and also Korean brand for Mexico. We have soldering robots, screwing robots. So the whole solution we can offer to a customer with several brands of the world. So we can say we are a global integrator because we are using brands from all the world to give a better solution to our customer.
So what would you say are the most exciting ones of these brands that you're doing? I mean, I see you mentioned Nordson. That's obviously one. So are you doing the whole Nordson line? Everything from dispensers through to X-ray?
Unfortunately not. The Asimtech area are not on our portfolio, but the rest, yes. I mean, X-ray, counters, AOIs, selective machines, sonar scan machines, yeah.
Right. And I see you also work with PBT. That's the stencil cleaners and board cleaners. So how effective are these?
We had the opportunity to sign a contract with them, with the Pbt, the Czech Republic machines. Those are very reliable machines, very well known with several customers. So we are very happy to have that on our portfolio because that opened us a bunch of opportunities. As well, we have the chemistry to offer to the cleaning solution, which is with Kyzen products. So we have the complete solution of what customer needs for their process.
Excellent, excellent. Okay. So, I mean, obviously, Jamie, we've had a lot of challenges over the last couple of years with the pandemic.
Yeah.
How have you met that? How have you been able to deal with customers effectively, and how have you been able to take care of things like servicing and maintenance?
Yeah. We are trying to keep the face-to-face contact with each of customers, even for sales, for service. But at the same time, we implement several tools, I mean, virtual demos, virtual conference, and so on, in order to maintain the customers up to date and the machines up and running. So, but, I mean, at least for us, the most important is the face-to-face relationship. Most of the customers put some restrictions for obvious reasons, but we always try to be there because it's the way that we can have the opportunity to see what is that they are facing out in order to offer the good solution.
Yeah, it's always important to be able to, as you say, see it physically so that you can then offer them the best ideas on how to fix the problem. So what's next for SmartSOL? Where are you, how do you expect to expand into US?
During the last 2 years, even under pandemic, we had the opportunity to open 4 new facilities, one in Caretero, one in Juarez, one in Tijuana, and one here in El Paso, Texas. So we are trying to keep in that growing in order to open more facilities because we will need it to have more inventory of equipment, to have more training centers for our customers. And so that's the way that we are at least trying to continue keeping during the next, 5 or 10 more years.
So basically, you're going to expand into the areas where you've got customer base, so that you can support them there.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is, and for sure, including all the people that we request to cover that areas. Yes, right now we can, without any problem, cover the whole Mexico, U.S. and Central America as well.
Well, it's a big territory for sure. So, but it sounds like you're doing the right thing in holding stock, which is quite an achievement. But so I wish you the best of luck, Jamie, with your new venture, and thank you for talking to us today.